How many of you have ever had to go to a pharmacy to get a prescription filled before? I would venture to say most of you, whether you were sick or you just get a monthly prescription. After you got it, did you ever stop to think about all the work that they put in behind the scenes to get your prescription ready? Probably not. There are several steps and a lot of behind the scenes work usually to getting a prescription ready. It goes through input, 4-point verification, filling, visual verification, and then bagging before it ever even makes it out to you. So the first step is inputting. That's after you've obviously dropped off your prescription. There are several ways that the prescription makes it into the pharmacy. You can bring in a written script that has all the necessary information. Your doctor can phone one in, or it can be left on the fax box. Inputting is after they scan it into the computer system. They physically input what is on the prescription. So in input, they use abbreviations instead of just writing out exactly what it says. So BID means twice a day, IM means intramuscular, PO is by mouth, PRN is as needed, and sub-Q means subcutaneously. There are a lot more than those, but for instance, if it is, say, amoxicillin twice a day as needed, it would be amoxicillin BID PRN. So it's like that. After it goes through input, it comes to the pharmacist for a 4-point check where they make sure the patient information, medication name, strength, and the SIG, which are the directions for the medication, are correct. So they have a picture of the actual prescription that comes up on their screen and then what has been input. So they go through and there's actually a place that they check off on the computer to make sure that it's right. That's the last place to catch mistakes before it goes through filling. Once it's in filling, it'll come to a pharmacy tech's handheld, and they come in order of priority. So when you bring a prescription in, they'll ask you typically if you're going to wait in store for it, and if you say yes, then they set the priority to in store. If you call it in, they'll ask you when you want to pick it up. So you can say, I'm just going to pick it up today. They can make the priority for it today, and it'll let them select a time. If it's future, that can be any time really. But if there aren't a lot in filling, it'll go through quicker and probably be done faster. And then a lot of times if someone has been waiting in store for a long time and there have been issues with their prescription, we'll move it up to critical so that it goes through faster. Once they've completed the order, and sometimes there are multiple medications included in one order, like if a patient takes 5 different medications, they'll all be in the same bag, so the same pharmacy technician fills all 5 of them all together, so it's easier. Then it will give them a direction on which pharmacist's rack to hang it on so it can be visually verified. So in the pharmacy that I work in, we have 2 pharmacists that do visual verify and 1 that works on 4-point and other like resolution things with insurances and different things. So it'll tell them, rack 1 or rack 2. Then you go and hang it up on the pharmacist rack. Then it's in visual verify. And that's the last check on the medication before it goes on to bagging, and the last place to catch any mistakes before the script makes it out to the patient for sale. If a pharmacist is verifying a Schedule II drug, which is our narcotic, they have to double count the medication as part of the visual verification. Some patients request for their medicines to be double counted even if they aren't narcotics. So you can go in and make a note in the patient profile, and then when it comes to the pharmacist for visual verify, it'll just come up in there and they'll know to double count it. After visual verify, it gets sent to bagging, which is the last step in the process before it goes out for sale. There's a handheld, which is the same thing that the pharmacy tech uses to fill it, but it's set to only bags. So you get the bag from the rack and you scan the number that's on it, and it'll pull up how many medicines are supposed to be in the bag. And then you scan the tag that's on the medication, and you have to go through all of them, and then it'll print out all the patient information leaflets and a scan tag receipt, which is what you use to Tasco it out when you go to sell it to the patient. In my pharmacy, we do have a bagging situation similar to that. They are broken up into different numbers and colors. So they're in order by the numbers, but the colors change as the numbers change. And we keep prescriptions for 9 days, so they're also broken down into days. So it would be like day 1, then after you get through so many, it's day 2, and so forth. Those are my citations. In conclusion, the process of dispensing medicines is long and sometimes rigorous. The job of the pharmacy staff is increasing very much in today's society and is increasingly important to patient care. According to the American Pharmacists Association, October is actually being observed as National American Pharmacist Month, which helps to show the importance of the pharmacist. And according to Statista, an estimated 4.27 billion prescriptions will be filled in a retail pharmacy in the year 2016. So that helps to show how pharmacies are increasing patient care and overall health care.